Mainstream media has been obsessing over what's happening with markets in the two biggest cities, Sydney and Melbourne. Regional Australia, particularly in the eastern states, has been providing some of the nation's most compelling growth markets, but they're not getting any attention from media. And so I suspect that many Australian real estate consumers are unaware that there have been very, very strong growth markets recording double-digit growth in their median house prices throughout regional Victoria and many parts of regional New South Wales. And now, increasingly, we're seeing growth markets emerging in regional Queensland. We've just published the new Top 5 Regional Queensland Hotspots report, the new updated edition, and we've introduced a couple of new locations that have recently shown signs of returning to growth. But generally speaking, we're seeing increasing numbers of growth markets emerging in regional Queensland. We've previously recorded how strong the Sunshine Coast market has been and continues to be on the back of a very, very strong and strengthening local economy boosted by major spending on infrastructure. We've also previously recorded the rise of the Mackay market, the first of the central Queensland regional centres to move into recovery mode and start to produce growth signals. Mackay is now one of the strongest markets anywhere in Australia. Vacancy is very low, rentals very strong, prices are rising as well on the back of a very, very busy and bustling local economy. So now we're also starting to see other regional centres in Queensland, particularly central Queensland, starting to emerge. Rockhampton, Emerald, even Gladstone is showing signs of recovery from a prolonged downturn. In addition to that, we're seeing some of the markets not so reliant on the resources sector further afield in Queensland. Townsville, we think, is poised for a major comeback. Toowoomba, one of the biggest inland cities in Australia, very, very strong regional centre, diversified economy, major spending on infrastructure, some game-changing events affecting the Toowoomba market, and we're starting to see signs that this one is starting to rise again as well. So plenty of options to be found for property investors in regional Queensland, high level of affordability, good rental yields and good prospects for growth going forward, far more so than we're going to find in the biggest cities, the ones that we keep hearing about and reading about because media seems to think that's pretty much all that matters in Australian real estate. Sydney and Melbourne, they seem to have overlooked the fact that there are about 16 million Australians that don't live in Sydney and Melbourne, and they're experiencing very, very different market conditions, some of which are strong rising markets to be found very often outside the capital cities in regional Australia, and that includes increasingly regional Queensland. That's it for now. Terry Ryder from hotspotting.com.au signing off. Let's talk again soon.